Well, it's been fun. At a time when Decatur was not growing, John was defying all the odds. John already had a vision, I think, back then, that he was going to figure out a way to make Skeff Distributing bigger, to employ more people, to affect more families. And best of all, he could have probably moved, but he kept it in Decatur because Decatur's his home. He's been quoted as saying that many times, that John was able to bring together a number of businesses, consolidate them in Decatur, and every time I turn around, it looked like they were bringing more trucks and more construction, and they were expanding even more. So John's a great employer. Skeff Distributing is a great employer in Decatur, and just a big part of the community in large. In central Illinois, it's not limited to Decatur.
Well, I've been in town for 38 years, and I know the impact that it's been for 38 years, and I can't imagine that it hadn't been that way for the whole 50 because the Skeff family. I've known John and his father and his uncle for the entire 38 years I've been around, and they've been a major impact in not only the employment of good jobs in this town, but unbelievable philanthropists for this community for the last several years that I've known them all. For me, it's been a privilege to have John Skeffington as my good friend, and I've learned a lot from him and his father and his uncle and the Skeff Distributing way. We're blessed to have him in our community, and now so is Springfield, Champaign, and Danville.
We've had a long-standing relationship with Skeff Distributing. We've started when they were in their original building and then built this new building for them and have had 2 expansions here with them since they've been here and continued their growth. We hope to have even more future growth with them. Skeff Distributing has done a lot of stuff for the community. Just with doing the building, they've created employment opportunities here at Skeff Distributing with us. They've also done employment opportunities because we use local subcontractors to do our work, so all that money stays local, and it keeps people working throughout the years.
You know, John is just one of the solid guys in this community, a guy you can count on to support things, to do it for the right reason. John never did things for the community to get credit for it or to get a pat on the back. He always did it because it was the right thing to do, and so you will not find a better man than John Skeffington. He's building his own empire. You know, we referred to him as Hootie for years out at the Symetric Tour. He was kind of running his own golf tournament, but they're just the best of the best. And he's John and his entire crew, just class guys. You know, what they did for this community to allow, you know, Tuna to be mayor and spend all the time he did, you know, making this a better community while being a Skeff employee. You know, that alone, you know, we could thank John for years to come.
Skeff Distributing, in my history, and I've been in the food and beverage business now for about 27, 30 years in this town alone. They are great to work with. As far as any helping hand, as far as charitable organizations or any kind of fundraiser, they seem to be one of the first to step up to the plate. As far as their service on the business end, I can't say enough. They're great. A lot of the companies these days seem to get away from having a salesperson. They want you to call in your orders and things of that nature. And you know, with them, they still have a salesman see me every week and make sure my personal needs for the business are taken care of.
Well, probably the most important thing is they bring all the Bud Light to Decatur, and I don't know what we'd do without that. But seriously, you look at Skeff Distributing and John Skeffington in particular, and John has been involved whether in a leadership level or a sponsorship level, just about every major thing that has ever happened in this community in the last, well, several decades anyway. It's an incredible company for our community. Just, you know, you start with the employees and the employment, but you look at the kinds of things that they've done. I mean, John was one of the originators of the food drive, which is probably the most important thing that happens in this community all year. He's been an integral part of the Decatur celebration. And, you know, whether it's a big celebration or something little in this community, you usually have Skeff Distributing as a part of it. I don't even want to think about what Decatur would look like if we didn't have Skeff Distributing and people like John Skeffington and that company.
So one of the main things that businesses are looking for, examples of other businesses that have been successful, continue to invest and expand, and also they distribute efficiently and effectively out of the Decatur area. So the fact that we can point to a company like Skeff Distributing and say to another company that this is a company that serves a really large region of Illinois effectively and efficiently, you could do that here also, and it shows us that they can get good quality workers. and that the support infrastructure is there to support a business like that. So examples of success are great ways for us to show other businesses that they can also be successful and bring and grow jobs in Decatur.
John's been such an important part of this community, and to me personally and professionally. John, I've written a little something for you to really show you how much you mean to me and to all of us in Decatur. Community, you're one of the most valuable assets that we have. Your leadership and generosity has meant so much to so many, and for that we say thank you. Personally, meeting you has been such a joy. I've been on so many boards and so many events and helped you in your business, and I have learned so much from you over these last years that we've been working together, and for that I say thank you. Professionally, your entrepreneurship has led to a thriving business. Your continued devotion to growth and to your staff and to the people and to the community has been a reward for us in this town, and for that we say thank you. Family, to use Susie and the whole Skeff family, we have so much to say thank you to you for. You have given back in so many ways and had such an impact on so many people through the things that you've done, said, and experienced, and for that we say thank you. And I wish you future success. I always think success is built from the fruit of personal effort combined with support and encouragement, and you are the true meaning of success, and for that we are grateful, fortunate, and we say thank you for having you here. To the next 50 years, John Skeffington, you're amazing.
Oh, Skeff Distributing has been a tremendous citizen, and from a retailer standpoint, dealing with Skeff Distributing as a wholesaler, I was on the state board for the Illinois Licensed Beverage Association, and people would talk about their wholesalers and the problems they were having, and I was just so thankful to be in Decatur because it's been wonderful. Well, just going back to Bob and Jerry and then John taking over, just so thankful that I've had a chance to associate with.
As part of the early Grow Decatur efforts, we found that it was so important to have these family-owned companies in our town because they are dedicated not just to their company but to the community. They understand that this is where their family lives and the impacts, and so family-owned businesses are a huge economic impact in our community. They just are so important because they have their roots here.
Skeff means class. Skeff means do it the right way. Skeff means always make sure your equipment looks perfect. Skeff means give back. I think of Skeff, I think of St. Teresa, I think of St. Mary's, I think of the community food drive, I think of the golf tournament that used to be the Futures. When you think of Skeff, or you think of Skeffington, you think of doing it the right way.
Skeff means community, it means success, it means employing a lot of people over the years and making Decatur a better place to live.
It means a lot more than just beverages. To me, it means a great community partner. It means a company that you're going to see not only at work every day and moving about the community, but you're going to see them at other events around town and supporting community initiatives and the employees that are out there that obviously had great pride not only in their company but also their community.
I guess I always start with a smile because they're there for big events, for small events, and they're good people. I've never met anybody from Skeff that I didn't like, and they're just, it's a great small company, and it's a great positive impact for our community.